After years and years of waiting, Hollow Knight Silksong has finally arrived. By the time that you're watching this, Silksong has most likely already released, or at the very least is releasing within the next few days. And as Team Cherry's newest masterpiece takes center stage, I want to look fondly back at all the things that I've done in Hollow Knight. I got 112% completion, I was able to beat Pantheon 5, I beat every boss on Radiant difficulty, Path of Pain hitless, and I even beat Steel Soul in just a couple of hours. Yet, despite all these achievements, there's still something missing. In fact, there are 7 things missing. 7 achievements that I still have yet to complete. The goal for this video is pretty simple. In my 150 plus hours of playing Hollow Knight on Steam, I've unlocked 56 out of 63 available achievements. And now, I have less than 2 weeks left to finally get 100% completion of the game before Silksong releases. I'll be streaming everything live on YouTube, and with the help of my viewers, attempting to unlock the 7 remaining achievements as fast as possible. I'm going to be making this very video as I complete the challenge, and with that in mind, if I can pull it off, this race against time may just be my toughest Hollow Knight accomplishment yet. Before I jump into the first livestream, let's run over the achievements I need to get real quick. They're spread out pretty far throughout the game, and will require 3 separate save files to complete. In File 1, I need to get Keen Hunter and True Hunter. Both of these achievements are directly tied to the Hunter's Journal, and require you to first encounter every creature in Hallownest, then defeat the enemies enough times that you unlock every additional note. I have the most progress towards this in my 112% completion save file, so that's where I'll be going for these 2 achievements. The next 2 that I need are Dark Romance, which requires you to defeat Grey Prince Zote, and Rivalry, where you need to beat Zote in the Colosseum. Unfortunately, I've let Zote die in every save file I currently have, so to unlock these 2 achievements, I'll need to make a completely new file and pretty much speedrun to all the Zote encounters. I also need to get Steel Heart, which requires 100% completion in Steel Soul, and then there's the 2 multi-save achievements. In Hollow Knight, there's a few moments where you encounter a crossroads, and you'll have to make a choice where either option would give you an achievement, but you can't pick both. One of those is choosing whether to let the Nailsmith live or to strike him down, and another is choosing between banishing the Grim Troop or completing the ritual. In my 112% save, I spared the Nailsmith and I completed the ritual, so now I'll need to do the opposite for both of those in order to earn Purity and Banishment, my final 2 achievements. Those I chose to complete on my Steel Soul save, as I already had a decent amount of progress and it would be much quicker than starting from scratch. With all that out of the way, let's jump to my first stream on August 24th, 2025. We'll make it a tiny bit bigger. Sorry, Hollow Knight. You are now Hollow Knight with an interesting character. Why is my chat not working? It took me a minute to figure out how to stream again, but after I got my overlays all set up, I was ready to start achieving. The very first thing that I did when I loaded in was go check to see if I'd kept Zote alive on this save. It's been well over a year since I've even touched this file, and I was hoping that I'd be able to get almost all my achievements on it. Alas, that was not the case. With Zote no longer with us, it confirmed my suspicions that I need 3 saves to complete this challenge, and I moved on to the achievements that I could actually make progress on, starting with these guys right here. The Elder Balders themselves don't do anything for me, but this charm that they're guarding gives an easy 1% added to my completion on the save, and that'll add up fast. Collecting charms is one of the easiest ways to quickly get game completion, and having a chat that reminds me if a charm is near as I'm wandering around the map makes it even easier. Balder Shell took me to 60%, and a couple of quick visits to Sly and Salubra later, I jumped up to 66. At this point, I decided that I needed direction, so after thinking about it for a minute, I came up with a plan. I'd start the Grim quest line, and as I completed it, going all around the map, I'd be able to pick up charms and use other methods to get closer to 100% completion, killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Keeping that idea in mind, I set off to summon the Grim Troop. Okay, looks like I have to go through Dirtmouth and then go up from there. That's fine though, I can get a nail art on the way. Okay, this is perfect. I'm knocking out a whole bunch of percentages and getting the Grim achievement at the same time. If I don't have Fury when I go to Grim/Motto, you can get that. Boom, there's 1%. Wow. Yo. I would love to learn your nail art, sir. Grim is 3%. 1 charm, 1 Grim fight, 1 banish. Okay, I'll take it. I also can't remember exactly where Grim is. I know that the like torch thing is behind one of these areas over here. It's like behind a breakable wall. Could this be it, perhaps? This is what is this? It's a Wanderer's Journal. Joni's Blessing is somewhere over here also, though, right? Okay, good. Well, I found the Grim Troop, at least. Oh, yeah. Bring out the accordions. Hell yeah. With the Grim Troop summoned, I headed back to Dirtmouth to first get Grimchild, and then begin my pursuit of the Flames, starting in Crystal Peak. I was able to get a lot more done there than I expected, both in terms of game percentage and in terms of grubs. At this point in the stream, I thought that saving grubs was giving me a completion percentage every single time. That was not the case, but I still needed to save them for a different reason entirely. Purity, the achievement that you get for slaying the Nailsmith, requires you to have a fully upgraded nail, or in other words, you need to have every pale ore in the game. In my opinion, the hardest pale ore to get is a gift from Grubfather, in exchange for saving 31 grubs. This save started out as a speedrun attempt of sorts, and as a result, a huge majority of the grubs from all around the map remain unsaved. Liberating as many of these little guys as I can while I explore is one of the easiest ways to make quick progress on multiple achievements at once. I was also able to collect Grubsong from the big guy himself after leaving Crystal Peak, and then I headed towards my next flame in Greenpath, now all the way up to 71% completion. In Greenpath, I continued the mission of saving grubs and collecting charms where possible, and I took down the Grimkin no problem. At this point, I got a little bit sidetracked. Someone in chat asked if I had defeated Nosk yet, and after grabbing the Hunter's Journal to double check, I realized that no, I hadn't. Nosk is a pretty easy fight once you get the hang of it, and the reward is one of the precious pale ores that I've yet to obtain. I already have the second highest level of nail. That means that I'm just 3 pale ore away from the pure nail, and after taking down Nosk, I'm a bunch of grubs and a Coliseum trial away from an achievement. Keeping that in mind, I took off again, focusing back in on the Grimkins with just a little bit of adventure on the side. Where am I going now? King's Pass is easy enough. I'm just gonna go run and do that now. That flame I'll go and get, and then I'll go to Coliseum after, and then I can go down. Oh, it's so perfect. With my new plan in mind, I set off towards the first Grimkin Master. He went down pretty easily, as did the next one, so I made it to the Coliseum of Fools in really good time without any distractions. Of course, that couldn't last for too long, as I got distracted by the Pale Lurker, but after a bit of an unnecessary scare, I started Coliseum 1. I wasn't too worried about it, but as I was going through the trial, I started thinking a little bit more about the consequences of losing. I haven't done these trials in a really long time, so I'm pretty out of practice, and if I die here, it's basically challenge over. It would take so long to get all of this progress back, and I'm on a serious time crunch. Factoring in my limited charm build, not having a pure nail, and only having 7 masks, all of a sudden it hit that maybe I should take this a little more seriously. That said, now that I was actually locked in, the trial was a piece of cake. I beat way harder things than this in the past without breaking a sweat, so washed or not, I was never going to lose to Trial 1. Trial 2, on the other hand, had Winged Fools. Also these guys. Okay, let's be real, with my full focus on playing it safe and beating the trial, I was never going to lose to this one either. Having obtained my second out of 3 Pale Ore, I was that much closer to getting my first achievement of the challenge. However, despite being so close to slaying the Nailsmith, I was even closer to banishing the Grim Troop. Perfect. Flame consumed. I just need to get a whole bunch of grubs now, and I need to go to Dirtmouth. I'm gonna pop on over to Dirtmouth first. And then we do need to go to Queen's Gardens. Do I need to fight normal Grim? Okay, now I do fight normal Grim. Oh, I forgot to bow. I'm so sorry. Okay. Let me focus up for just a second. Get a couple heals up because I just realized I was taking damage. That is not ideal. There we go. Okay, going down there is a tiny bit inconvenient, but it's fine. I think I'll do that first. I'll do that first, and then I'll drop off my stuff in the fountain. So yeah, let's go to King Station right now. Oh, you don't need any flames to banish it? Ooh. Say less. If you wish to silence the sound of the song, meet me where it began. Oh, okay, I haven't actually done this before. That's big. I didn't even realize that. Okay, so I need to meet him at the, like where I just started the ritual earlier? Back to cliffs. Okay, that's huge. I can get Jonies while I'm there. Perfect. It's an extra %. Alright, let's calm down for just a second. All the butterflies! Hooray! There we go. You followed me here to where the ritual began. You join me in breaking it then? It is painful to defy the master, but our harvest, it profanes this dark, quiet kingdom. This once, I would see the ritual fail. Now, let us destroy the anchor and banish the master. Never shall he return here again. Ah! Do I have to do anything? You bet I do. Consider the Grim Troop banished. Having banished the Grim Troop, I felt like I'd made solid progress, and I was just about ready to end stream for the day. However, before I did, I decided to get at least a start towards the grubs to put myself in a good position for tomorrow. And if you need to find a lot of grubs, there's only one place to go. The collector not only has 3 grubs stowed away within its tower, but also a map showing the location of every single grub in the game, something that would be invaluable to me. In order to get to the collector, I need to go find the love key from Queen's Gardens, so I set off in that direction. I was able to retrieve the key pretty easily, and one accidental detour into Deepness later, I made it to the Love Tower. The collector was incredibly easy, so after freeing the grubs it had captured, I took a look at the map. A quick head count told me that I'd saved 23 out of the 46 grubs in the game, exactly half. Fortunately, I don't need all 46, I just need 31 to get the final pale ore, so I'm only 8 grubs away from having everything I need for another achievement. Realizing I was a lot closer than I thought, I decided to go for it. Okay, Lexi, I know that I said I was about to end stream. I'm sorry for maybe making you stay up later than you were planning, but I think I am just gonna go for these if I really only need like 8 more or whatever it is. You just joined, Gustavo? Well, I have good news for you. You're about to see the second of 7 achievements going down. Unless I die first. Hang on. Let's talk about this for a second, guys. Just kidding. We're good. Maybe the real friends were the grubs we made along the way. Those are wise words, Super Uniform. If you don't think about them too closely. That was a lot of very quick damage. Very not cool, in my opinion. Be free! What's the hard achievements that I haven't gotten yet? I have good news for you. There's a little overlay on screen that shows them. I need to get Steel Soul 100%. This is a Steel Soul save currently, and we are at 81. So we're making pretty good progress on that. And the other one that we're working towards right now is the Purity one, which is I need to slay the Nailsmith. That's super sad. But I just need 1 pale ore to do that, and I'm a few grubs away from getting that very pale ore. So we're getting real close. Oh yeah, he's like behind the blocked little gate thing. I'm surprised I didn't get this one. Excellent. There's another grub saved. Be free! How's it going, guys? Welcome to the stream. Everything is going pretty good. Oh wait, can I can't access this one, can I? Oh wait, I can. Oh, that's super easy. I wasn't even thinking of that. Hooray! Oh wait, 6, 7, 8, 9, that's 16. Am I crazy? I think that we're just 1 grub away. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We just need 1 grub. Is this where I'm going? Let me go to the... Okay, yeah, this is fine. This is more than fine. This is achievement 2 out of 7 on its way right now. There it is.
Ronjo Stenja.
Ronjo Stenja. I have indeed returned Nailsmith, and I've returned with some pale ore and geo. If you don't mind, I would like my nail to be strengthened.
Gardel Akari.
Gardel Akari indeed. Appear now. I forgot that they have the like pitter patter of his feet. That's so funny. Oh my goodness. Hang on, let me double check my achievements. I just had a panic, like, this is the achievement, right? 10 pounds from Lexi. No way. Thank you so much. That's so incredibly generous. Thank you so much. You messed up the timing? I messed you up with the timing. I just had a panic, like, I need to double check this. You got the timing perfectly if I didn't throw you off. That's my bad. Okay, yeah, I do have happy couple. Weekend for you finally, Nailsmith. Purity. Slay the Nailsmith with the Pure Nail. That is 2 out of 7 achievements done with a 10-pound donation from Lexi to celebrate. Thank you so much again. And that is going to be the end of the stream. That is a very successful first day of achievements. Holy moly. Going into day 2, I didn't have time for a very long stream. Fortunately, the achievement that I'd go for wasn't going to need one. As a byproduct of yesterday's achievements being on my Steel Soul save, not to mention the extra work that I did while traveling around the map, I now was just 16 completion percentage away from my 3rd achievement of the challenge, so without wasting any time, I jumped right into it. The first thing that I had to figure out was what the easiest ways to actually gain completion are. The most obvious thing is charms, but while I did have some charms I hadn't discovered yet, that wouldn't get me all the way there. That said, it was a starting point, and I was able to grab Quick Focus from Salubra right off the bat. Next, I decided to head towards the Queen's Gardens. Another easy way to gain completion is with bosses, and off the top of my head, there's at least 3% available between Marmu, Trader Lord, and the King Soul Charm. I made it to Trader Lord without incident, and despite getting a bit of a scare, I was able to take him down without too much trouble. RIP Cloth though. I paid the White Lady a visit in exchange for a completed King Soul, and then I took Marmu down to take myself up to 88%. After that, I went to the edge of the kingdom to learn my final nail art, and then it was time for the Hive, albeit with a little detour first. Someone in my chat suggested I go for Sharp Shadow, as it's on the way, and that sounded like a great idea to me. Deep Nest is so much fun in Steel Soul. Wow, my timing is terrible. What? Guys, this is it. The run ends here. It's actually over for me. Just kidding. After that somewhat close call, I moved on to clearing the hive. I forgot how crazy this room is. I had to deal with this room a lot in my randomizer. And without movement, it's super sketchy. Jeez Louise. Abort! Abort! Dude, that room is dangerous, I swear. Perfect. Nice, we get another mask too. Alright guys, I'm gonna try to do Hive Night hitless. Let's see if I still got it. I actually don't remember the tech at all, but I'm gonna try for it anyways. That doesn't count as Hive Night. I hate this game. Two hits. I'm washed. Thank you very much for High Blood. We're up to 93%. Holy moly. Having nearly cleared the Hive hitless, I set my sights back on some obvious charms. First among those was a return visit to Leg Eater. That was not the right way. Whoa. Okay. That got me very low health. I gotta be careful with stuff like that. It'd be crazy if the run just ended from something like that happening to me. Like just multiple explosions back to back. Alright, get me out of here. Infected Crossroads sucks. Get me into my beloved area. Is there anything? Have I even gone over here? What's this way again? There's something down there. If it's like a charm or a mask shard or something, then it's 100% worth it. If it's just a relic, that would suck, but... Give me some soul. Just a journal entry? That sucks. I'm gonna do it anyways. Journal for the Gome? Why do you guys all know what this is? What is Gome? We didn't really need it anyways. Gome aside, I was able to easily get Fragile Greed from Leg Eater, and that means that now we're closing in on the home stretch. Just 6% to go, and I already know what I'm doing next. Because I got my third nail art earlier, that means that Sly has a charm waiting for me in his shop, so I headed back up to Dirtmouth to grab it. After Nailmaster's Glory, Glowing Boom was an easy pickup right in the middle of Crossroads, and then I had to take a look at the map to figure out how to get the final 4%. The plan that I came up with would work perfectly. First, I went to City of Tears and used my elegant key to get Shade Soul. Then, I kept on going down into the Royal Waterways, grabbed Fluke Nest, and used a simple key to get the God Tuner. Finally, for the last % of completion, following the advice of my chat, I chose the most cinematic place I could think of, and one of my favorite locations in the entire game. Alright, what charms do I need? I need Lifeblood Heart, Joni's Blessing. Is that it? Or do I need more? People are saying Fragile Heart. I think that's it. I think these are the only charms that I need, yeah? Yeah, buddy. Yeah, we are indeed good. Dude, this area is so cool. Honestly, one of my favorite locations in the entire game. If they made like a whole area, like, imagine if they have a whole like thing like this in Silksong. That'd be so cool. Ladies and gentlemen, that is 100% completion in Steel Soul. Just like that. I was wondering why the achievement didn't pop up. I just have to beat the Hollow Knight? Alright, I was trying to be all dramatic and stuff. I don't need to rest at no stinking bench. Let me at him. Oh, I forgot that I don't have Mark of Pride. That'll make it a little bit trickier. That's already it. Okay. That was the easiest fight of all time. This is supposed to be a big dramatic moment, and we cooked him. I'm gonna skip the credits, sorry. There it is. You guys can't see it on stream, but it just showed up on the bottom right of my screen. Steel Heart. 100% completion. Only took 16 hours. With Steel Soul completely done now, day 3 was the first day where I felt like we were actually getting close to beating the challenge. I technically had 4 achievements left, but they come in pairs, so it felt like I really just had 2 things left to go for. This stream was unfortunately going to be incredibly grindy. Starting off the day, I had encountered 154 out of 159 journal entries, so that was really good, but I only had 128 of those completed. I need to do a lot of traveling around the map and farming enemies. The first thing that I did was set up a dream gate at the city storeroom stag station. That would let me have an easy base that I could teleport back to after getting any entries that are far out of the way. With that established, I moved on to completing the journal, starting with this husk guard. Next, I hopped on over to the Queen's Gardens to get this spiny husk, and then headed towards Ancient Basin to knock out the Malark entry, Infected Balloon, and make some progress on Light Seeds. Unfortunately, Deep Nest was next on the list. I only needed 1 Deepling and 3 Stalking Devouts, so they were easy enough, but I had to use a bench to get the other 2 Deep Nest enemies. I needed 10 Carver Hatchers and 12 Dirt Carvers, and unfortunately, there aren't 10 Carver Hatchers in the entire game. The good news is that they respawn every time you rest on a bench, so a couple minutes later, I had cleared every Deep Nest entry as well. Now with only 23 entries left, I turned my focus back to the journal, and I noticed that there was a correlation between a lot of the different enemies. Okay, there are a decent amount of stuff in Fungal Waste that I need. Duranda, Moss Knight, Moss Charger, Mask Fly, Pool Eater, Moss Kin. Wow, Moss Creep? There's a ton of stuff in Greenpath, so I'm gonna head over to Greenpath now. Updated and completed list: Gome, Golka, Durandu, Gorgeous Husk, and Void Tendrils. Okay, noted. I think I'll deal with that once we get to that point. I'm just gonna keep on doing the grindy stuff for now. Nice. That's big. I can get the Golka well in Greenpath. It's the ones that shoot things at you from the walls. That's huge. I couldn't remember what they were. Thank you. Good idea. Nice. Why am I going to my map? Golka, I need 14 more. Okay, that'll take a little while. Nice. Nice, that's a big journal entry also. To be honest, I completely forgot about this whole area. It's kind of cool. Ouch. Nice. There's the journal entry that I needed. We're making really good progress, to be honest. It is going very, very well. I'm up to 141 completed, and I only need to encounter 3 more. I'm just kind of working on all the Greenpath ones right now. Which are very, very close to being completed. Boom. Okay, I need the Durandas, the Moss Knight, and the Moss Charger. Missing ones are Gome, Gorgeous Husk, and Void Tendrils. Perfect. Remind me what Gome is again? That was so satisfying. I don't know why I did that though. Whoops, I thought I had more soul. Excellent. I need 3 more crystallized husks and 14 more crystal crawlers. Maybe I go to peak now? Yeah, let's do that. Come on, buddy, where you at? There you are. I can just kill you from all the way over here. Thank you very much. I believe that's everything in Crystal Peak. We're now at 147 out of 159 completed, just 12 left. Easy peasy. This way, then to the right. Nice. Having finally discovered the truth behind the wonderful creature that is a Gome, I only had 10 entries left, and just 2 that I had yet to discover. First up, I went into the fungal wastes, aiming for some Shroomal warriors and fungified husks. I also realized with the help of my chat that the 2 mystery encounters were Gorgeous Husk in City of Tears, and the Void Tendrils entry all the way in the Abyss. The great thing about both of those is you only need to get them once and the entry is automatically completed, so I was even closer than I realized. While I was still in fungal waste, I also had to kill a bunch of Mantis warriors and Mantis youths. I felt a little bad about it because they couldn't even fight back, but then I remembered that they weren't real. Also, they come back when I rest on a bench. Anyways, having taken care of everything I needed to in the wastes, I made my way over to the City of Tears and got some easy journal entries with a few Lance sentries and a big guy. While I was there, I got Gorgeous Husk, and before I knew it, I was just a few entries away from completing 2 achievements at once. I just have 1 more to encounter and 3 more to complete. We are right there. Fluke Munga is from a DLC, so it may not be required. Well, you know what? I'm gonna get it anyways. I want to see 159 out of 159. Whoa, that was close. Got the journal entry though. That's big. We need Hive Guardian and Husk Hive, and that's it. I do need Void Tendrils, yeah. I'm gonna get the Hive out of the way first, and then I'll get Void Tendrils last. Just 1 spawner guy left. Boom. Now I just need 4 big guys and we're all done. Yeah, I'm going for a Hunter's Mark and I'm almost there. Oh, I got him with that? Crazy. Just 1 more. You are my final victim, buddy. Yes! We're almost there. Void Tendrils and we're done. Void Tendrils and go to the Hunter and we're done, rather. Boom. I just got an achievement. Keen Hunter, record all of Hallownest creatures in the Hunter's Journal. And we're about to get the second one as well. Encountered 159 out of 159, completed 159 out of 159. Get me to the Hunter. I'll let you see my journal, Hunter. It is indeed complete. I think I am ready to receive the reward. Let's see what the reward is. What? Betrayal. Just kidding. It was a fake out. And we have just taken the Hunter's Mark. A mark of honor belonging to a true hunter. The mark will be kept in the Hunter's Journal. And that is achievement 5 out of 7. Huge progress. I'm genuinely so stoked to be able to knock out 2 of the 7 achievements in a single stream. Next up is going to be the Zote stream. It'll probably have to take a few hours. Like, at least like 3, maybe more. I'm going to be starting a new save from scratch. And doing my best from there. Alrighty. Hello to everybody watching the VOD. Welcome. We're not doing Steel Soul, we're not doing Godseeker. We are just going through classic Hollow Knight. We need to get to Zote, we need to save Zote, and then we need to do effectively Zote percent, which is whatever the fastest route that I possibly can do to unlock Great Prince Zote and also to beat Zote in 3rd Coliseum. And so my Zote percent speedrun began. For the most part, I just treated this like a normal run through of the game. I beat False Knight, got Vengeful Spirit, did this little skip to save a few minutes, and then I headed towards Hornet. The biggest difference this time was I let this guy live. I regretted it too as soon as I saved him, but what can you do? I gotta get the achievements. Everything was going smoothly, with one exception. As I'd been heading through Green Path, I received a challenge. Shawless Hornet? What is how do I do Shawless Hornet? Quick kill Hornet before she can Shaw? I mean, I'll try, I guess. I mean, I'll just try to kill her quickly. I don't know if there's a specific strategy to get Shawless. It's easier said than done. Alright, we're going for Shawless Hornet, everyone. Damn it. It's impossible. She's already shawed multiple times. What do you mean shawless Hornet? It can't be done. Restart. Yeah, restart the run. The save is over. No shawless Hornet, it's not worth it. I may have failed Shawless Hornet, but I made the difficult decision to persevere and continue with the run. I unlocked Queen Station just to have access to it later, and then I looped around and went down into the Mantis Village. I grabbed Claw and easily beat the Mantis Lords without getting close to dying. Keeping up with my strategy of collecting abilities so I'd have an easier time for Great Prince Zote, I then upgraded my Nail and went up through the Soul Sanctum to get Desolate Dive. My plan was to get myself some reasonably strong weapons that I could use against both him and the Colosseum, and Shaman Stone would be a big part of that. After grabbing it from Salubra, I continued my crusade around the map, stopping in Crystal Peak for C-Dash, and then getting the Dream Nail. I also wanted to get D-Dark on the way, but I'd have to deal with some tricky platforming first. Let me grab this guy really quick as well. If I can, I actually remember this being a pretty hard platforming section, and I don't really want to die, so I guess we'll see how it goes. That was the easiest thing of all time. Descending Dark. That'll help a lot with a lot of bosses. Descending Dark Shaman Stone combo that's endgame stuff right there. Oh, whoops. I thought that was a different thing. No, that was such clean movement all the way until the very end, and then I just missed. Alright, I gotta lock back in, heal up. Oh no. It's over for me, guys. Whew. Just kidding, we're good. Gang, the jig is up. It almost was. We pulled through though. Not even close, might I say. The next stop on the run would be Monarch Wings, and after a pretty easy Broken Vessel fight, I had finally obtained the last ability that I needed. It was time to bring this thing home. There he is. I never thought I'd be so happy to hear such a ungrateful guy. There you are, buddy. Alright. We pop back over to Dirtmouth real quick to get an extra mask. And then we go Colosseum. I can hear it. The Colosseum awaits. Let me rest up real quick. And then that'll be... Oh, there he is. You ready, buddy? I'm about to end you. Damn it. Primal Aspids, man. Dude. This is the hardest challenge yet. Forget Zote. One Primal Aspid. It's actually over for me. I can't beat one Primal Aspid. Oh my god, dude. No chaos, this is Call 01. This is Call 01, and the only thing standing in my way is a single Primal Aspid. I'm not gonna call it Huz mother. Could it be? No way. Zote the Mighty. Alright, I'll hit him around. Wait, I was not paying attention. Did I get the achievement? Hang on, I gotta check my Steam. You better believe I got the achievement. That is 62 out of 63 achievements earned. All that we need left is Great Prince Zote. Is stream ending after I beat up Zote? Yeah, if I'm able to beat Great Prince Zote, then the stream, yeah, that'll be it for the stream. But I don't think I'm going to beat Great Prince Zote first try, because I'm pretty underleveled, and I don't have Shadow Dash. So I'm imagining this will be pretty dang difficult. Alright, let's give it a try. There's no reason to not give it a try. I mean, there's no shot that I even stand a chance at beating it, because I haven't done this fight in so long, and I don't have Shadow Dash. Oh, he got me. Okay. Not bad. Not bad at all. I actually don't think I need anything else. I think I can totally take him down right now. Yep. I will say this part of the fight is honestly so cool. This is what's missing in Godhome. The like fall down into the room. It's so overkill. I love it so much. It's so funny. Alright, I'm locked in from the start this time. Here we go. That's fine. He always gets me with that. Oops. Oh, this is a tough spot. Okay, we got out of it. I can get a couple heals off. I feel like this is it. Unless I throw, which I almost just did. You're toast, Zote. I had to say it. I think it's over for you, buddy. How much health does this guy have? There it is. There it is. Dark Romance. That is 100% achievements in Hollow Knight. Great Prince Zote was the very last one I needed. That's GG's. Ladies and gentlemen, we have officially completed Hollow Knight before the release of Hollow Knight Silksong. It's been a long time coming, but that is how I finally got every achievement in Hollow Knight. Only a week before Silksong, but better late than never, right? Speaking of better late than never, let's not talk about my upload schedule. I can't promise anything this time, but I will say that I'm super excited to make content all about Silksong. So if you want to come along for the journey with me, subscribing to the channel goes a long way. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.